topic today. And our third main topic today is this. So, as I said at the beginning of the show, I finally did have a chance to go out and see Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods. And there's a quick little out-of-theater review up. Go check it out. I'll give you my quick thoughts, spoiler-free. But I will just tell you quickly here right now that I actually enjoyed it. I enjoyed the movie. I thought, honestly, I had a kick-ass time at the theater. I was alone in the theater. It was me and one other dude, and we had a kick-ass time together. It's one of those stories where that dude ends up being like the best man at my wedding. No, I'm joking. It wasn't like that. Really cool dude, but yeah, point is, with an empty theater and even pretty much alone and by myself, really enjoyed the film. And what I really took away from it, and if you go watch my review, this is what I talk about the most. What I really took away from it is that it was very family-oriented. It almost feels like a joke now with all the Fast and the Furious stuff, but family, it was all about family. And you felt it, and it worked. It was great. It hit all these ranges that, and honestly, as a father with a child, I was upset, A, that I didn't have my child and my wife with me, and then B, that I didn't have more. Like, damn, I need an older son and like a middle-aged one, because they were hitting everything here. It's like, damn, they're hitting dad, they're hitting mom, they're hitting young girl, they're hitting middle-aged boy, they're hitting young boy, they're hitting boy with physical problem, all kinds of shit that's being hit here. And I thought it was great. They did it really well. It felt like an epic family fun movie. It really did. I can see by the marketing, though, and from the first movie, which was definitely marketed more, I would say, for family fun. You have that scene in the trailers in the first Shazam where he's going in trying to buy beer. You remember this one, Trevor? Like, it kind of let you know, like, this is a lighthearted kind of thing, where the trailers for Shazam 2, had kind of set up this battle of the gods, like this serious thing. Like, hey, this time it's not all jokey fun. Like, shit's gonna get real for old Shazam here, and I think that's what the trailers and the marketing kind of led us to believe. Even me, who really had no expectations going in. I didn't do a show yesterday, and Trevor and Lucas were here doing a show. Thank you again. And all they talked about was these negative reviews and how it made $30 million. Man, I feel like if I put a movie out, it would make $30 million opening weekend. So, especially if I was allowed to use the name Shazam. All of that stuff is crazy. So I do want to look at quickly just this tweet that I have pulled up here by Zach Sharf that says, why does Shazam 2 bomb at the box office? And then here's a quote from Zachry Levi. Zachry Levi says, quote, marketing. This is a perfect family movie, and yet a lot of families aren't aware of that. He also agrees, which we're not going to talk about, but we know as a fact that the Snyder fans are as happy as could be that another non-Snyder DC thing has crashed and burned as hard as this has, which obviously, sucks for Zachary Levi and this film. But I just want to address specifically what he talked about here, that it's the marketing that killed this movie. And I want to propose the question to you and I both, Trevor. Did the marketing of Shazam, is it what really killed this movie, or are there other elements, and if so, do they play bigger roles? So obviously it's not going to be one thing that killed this film, but is this the one big thing? Is this what really snuffed it out in the end? And I'm gonna tell you now that my opinion on this after seeing the movie is, yeah, I would say so. I would say this movie should have been marketed in a way that when me and you, Trevor, seen the trailers, we would have went, it's not really for us, but looks fun.
Right.
That's almost how it should have been marketed, because it really is, dude. I mean, and the Shazam family is 5, 6, 7 kids, you know, that are all ranging in ages. You know, you have one, you know, the young African-American girl, she's like 9. So she again, the roles that they play, they're all so dynamic and different. And it's really family-like. It makes you feel like you're like when we're all around and we, you know, as brothers, and we all are family, when we treat each other like it, and you know how that feels, right? This feels organically just like that, dude. Like, it feels like if we got powers when we were kids and someone made a movie about it. Like, but imagine, like, you know, the core of us, like the 4 core of us were all like within a few years of each other and teenagers.
Right.
Like higher up, like, you know, 16, 17 teenagers, you know? You know, it plays out exactly like that. And I think if marketed that way, this would have done better. I do believe so. There's, you know, honestly, some of the silliest parts of the movies, and they do it 3 times. Great comedy comes in 3s, and the 3rd time really pays off. But there's always this moment where Shazam just tries to use, like, look over there, as just a distraction, which is so silly. But again, like, when you watch it, it reminds you of yourself and your brothers as kids. Right. Like, you used to get your brothers with shit like that. Right. It seems silly in the movie. You're like, well, that wouldn't work. But it did. Right. Like, it worked all the time. We'd get adults with it. Remember the shoulder tap thing?
Right. Oh, my God.
I mean, come on. So to see all of that stuff play out in a family-oriented way, I thought it was great. And I really think if marketed and shown in the trailers that, hey, bring the fam out. Get all of them. This isn't for your sons or your no. This isn't for just your young or just your teen. No, all of them. Mom too, dad too. Like, there's a whole family element. The 2 actors that play the mom and dad of the Shazam family are wonderful. There's so much heart in the family. You know, the Fast and the Furious has a lot of work to do now with this is family, man. And I'm going to say my answer to the main reason is the number one reason I think that this bombed due to marketing. I'm going to say yes. After seeing the film, I'm going to say yes. Trevor, same question. We want to take a second to thank one of the sponsors of the show, VFly. VFly is a company backed by Google and Google Ads. They use a trusted system to put your YouTube content in front of the right eyes, gaining your videos more views, likes, comments, and subscribers. And this is no BS bot stuff or fake views like all those other sites are going to give you. This company is backed by Google and has delivered on billions of views to date. I've been using VFly now for a while, and I have just been stunned by the great results. Go visit VFly now with the link in the description, and thank you to VFly for being a sponsor of the Screen Talk Live YouTube channel. What do you think?
Well, I think the main reason is the marketing, but I think the other biggest reason is just, unfortunately, it's part of it, like, essentially a dead franchise, you know,
Yep.
Like, and mixed in. I mean,
the people again from the other side are just want to see it die.
Right.
They're like, kill it already.
Right. So don't release this.
Kill what we had. Just, we don't want it to be a part of any of that anymore.
We don't want it to spread. Just kill it. Right. Just put it in its own corner.
Which is an understandable thing for Snyder fans to think. You know, dude, would you say we're Snyder boys or whatever?
No, I like Snyder.
No,
I'm not
but
a Snyder fan.
But
you know?
I'm just gonna say I've been on the side of them the most of this time. You know what I mean? Right now, it's like, you know, I enjoyed Shazam, but I get it. Like, just.
Right.
Get it over with, man.
Right.
Get it over. Let these guys get, like, rest, man. They're tired of seeing pieces of what they really want.
Right.
Like, oh, that's a thing that I used to love, and you want to try to do shit with it. Right. That's how Snyder fans feel, and they're never going to feel any different. So I definitely that is one of the other
It's like
underlying things that's always happening with this, right?
They're doing like a weekend at Bernie's.
I mean, you had Black Adam actor Dwayne Johnson, who was asked multiple times to appear in this film and some sort of post-credit scene, a role or another, and every time he was adamant that this is nothing to do with me and is dead and it's too silly. And this makes sense now seeing Shazam 2 more, because Shazam 2 again is so the opposite of what Black Adam was going for. Black Adam was going for this serious, like almost leave your kids at home. You know what I mean? Like almost rated R kind of feel is what Black Adam was going for. And Shazam again is E for everyone. So if you're coming to me and I'm Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and you're like, hey, look at our stupid little character, it's Star-Lord with a lightning bolt on him. Like, this doesn't really fit into what I'm doing. But the same thing that you mentioned happened to him, right? Yeah. The Snyder fans win in the end. Even with Black Adam, they're like, kill it all, dude. Just get rid of it. The Snyder fans had to be the happiest, the only people on the planet that when they found out that Henry Cavill was actually again not going to play Superman, they were finally like, thank God,
our Lord can rest.
Right? Now I can rest. Right?
My life's work is complete. But protected the story.
But my bad. Go on.
That's pretty much it. I think it's really a combination between those two things. And then, it can't be understated. And I think it's just represented in the critics is like a little bit of that, like that superhero fatigue is. I'm not fatigued on the idea, but I think I'm tired of seeing the same stories in that idea.
Yeah, I'm fatigued in a way. Right. But it's you're doing it, not superheroes. Like, it's not the property itself. Like, stop giving me the shame. Again, I go back to the Batman.
Right. I was not fatigued by that movie.
I could watch 3,000 of those over the next year.
Come on. Let's go.
And anything like it. And yeah, and I will say it had been a while before we got something on that level, but still it exists, and that's what we got to do is we got to get it in the hands of the right people, right, that are going to do that story and those characters the justice. And that is, at the end of the day, why the Snyder fans are really upset, because the one thing we can accept, even though we're not Snyder boys or whatever you want to call it, is that he knew what he had his idea. He had a plan, and he knew these characters well. Yeah. And he loved these characters. He loved this world, and he was full on dedicated to it. Even when his life brought the worst things to him, he still has picked back up this and tried and wanted to do this again. And yeah, so I think that's part of it for people, is that they have a trusted creator that they've also seen make really badass stuff. Right. That it's like, damn, at this point, I don't want to see nothing, especially if it's got any ties to do with that. Right. Like, they want you to, like, they're cool. Like, I feel like Snyderverse people are totally cool with Pattinson Batman. Like, they love They're like, more Pattinson Batman stuff. Right. But if you cross over like Henry Cavill, which is that's Snyder people's, that's their Superman. Right. They don't want to see that shit in none of the shit. None of it. Any of those characters. Not Wonder Woman. Not those versions, at least. Like, if you want to do it, stop using Zack Snyder's shit. That's kind of their whole point. And honestly, I again kind of been on board the whole time. Like, yeah, just kill it.
Use it or don't use it, dude.
And even with the gun stuff, there's been this whole thing of like, what's he using? What's he not using? And it's like, and he's like picking and choosing. It's like, nah, dude, I think you got, as with all things new that are really great, you break it down. Right. You break it all the way down and you rebuild it from the floor up. Right. And I think at the end of the day, that's the only thing you can do. And it should be easier to do when you have something like Matt Reeves' Batman and the beautiful Joaquin Phoenix behind you's Joker as pillars to begin your new work. Those have nothing to do with Zack Snyder's universe. So you have two pillars. And and I will just say this too, things are going to get immensely confusing when this Flash movie comes out.
Yeah.
It is going to be really, really confusing, and I'm not looking forward to the backlash of all this. I'm not looking forward back to all these Snyder fans back to getting loud and screaming, see why it should be Zack Snyder's universe?
Right, because if it's great.
Yeah, right. But
then what?
Because again, right, well, this just happened like a couple of years ago.
Right.
He puts out the definitive version of a Justice League movie.
So
by the way, also
ridiculous.
puts it out in black and white. Thank you so much, Zack Snyder, for doing so.
Right.
And that's what happened. Even us, who again are not Snyder fans,
on it.
like that, we're still like, see? No, we see. We were doing it to each other. See, bro?
I'm sorry, brothers. I wasn't awake before, but now I am.
And it's like, Jesus, man. Like, at what point are we gonna do one or the other? Are we gonna get rid of it or go, all right, Zack Snyder, I guess we were wrong here.
Right.
Do it.
Right.
Because again, the Flash is really going to confuse things. Right. It will be the greatest movie ever made tied to that universe.
Right.
And again, it's going to be confusing. But guys, I've gone on too long. What do you guys think of Shazam's, marketing? Is this what caused it? Did you like Shazam too? Definitely let me know if you think, if you loved it, you hate it. It's better than the first one. Trevor, you got to go out and see it because honestly, I think you'd love it as just like the fun dudes we are. Right. We're just like bro dudes, and like it's like there was moments I even tried to want to hate it because it's not like. Again, it's not like a great movie or anything, but it's just so fun. You couldn't possibly hate it. Again, it's very family. It's like trying to hate E.T. How the hell are you watching E.T. going, no, you can't. You can't. Even if you try. Like, you start out like that, and after, like, he's riding on the bicycle and his hand's glowing, you're like, man, I think I'm down with this dude.
Cool.
And at the end of the day, that's how this is too. So but let me know what you guys think. Do you think the marketing played a role in this? Definitely let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below.